My name is Rodney Tennyson. I'm the court-appointed custodian. I was appointed by Judge Rossin about 1.5 years ago.
We know that.
Because the association was having trouble getting a quorum to elect a board. Please be quiet. Tonight's meeting, the purpose here is to see if we do have a quorum so that you can elect a new board of directors. So our first order of business is to see if that quorum is attainable. In terms of the proxies, we sent out notices to everybody giving the rules of the proxies, and one of the first rules is the person that's giving the proxy must designate on the proxy form who holds the proxy. I don't know why people disregard the rules, but those are the rules.
Didn't understand it.
Now, for tonight's rules, we're going to have an orderly meeting. We're going to let everybody sign in. If they're still in line at 7 o'clock, we'll still let them sign their proxies in their cells. We close at 7 o'clock to start the meeting.
That's ridiculous with this table here with nobody here. It's ridiculous. You should take it at both tables.
If you keep this up, I'm going to have this officer escort you out. You are not running this meeting. I am under court order.
We the homeowners.
We homeowners, we paying your salary, yeah.
Face in the neighborhood.
How,
You gotta remember, we're paying you, not the judge.
yes, we retired from you already.
I'm saying if you cannot be orderly, I'm going to ask the officer to escort you out. We're going to have an orderly meeting tonight. Let's see if we get a quorum so you can elect your own board.
So you're saying that you're not going to take the proxies that people have
That were blank.
I'm sorry?
We cannot accept a proxy that was blank in the designated proxy.
We're going to fill it in, though.
It's not blank because people do not know spelling of the
It's
name.
signed by the person who gives the proxy. They have to know who they're giving their proxy.
It's already signed.
It's signed and
Signed and
already
everything,
signed.
yeah, they
Not a blank
sign.
check. You can't do it.
They sign, it's not,
All right, guys, listen. Is everybody signed in? Joyce. Joyce.
I'm right here.
Is everybody signed in? Is there any lines at the table?
There's a couple of people at each table.
All right, let's get them signed up. It's now 7 o'clock, so we're going to start the meeting. We're about to start the meeting. Please, everybody have a seat. There's places up here.
May I just suggest that I before Mr. Rossin read our
You know,
No, read them.
I am going to run an early meeting tonight, and there's a reason we have an officer here is to make sure that we do not have disorder in this meeting. If people are angry, I'm sorry that you're angry, but we know how to run a meeting, and we're going to run it pursuant to our bylaws and pursuant to the court order. So, let me explain some things first. Okay. The way we start a meeting is first to determine the quorum. There's no questions and answers right now. We'll have that later in the meeting, depending on what we have in terms of our quorum. If we have a quorum, then we'll elect a new board. Okay? Here's how the quorum is computed. Your bylaws say that your quorum is 1/3 of all the unit owners in the villages. However, the HOA statute, which is the statute that governs the R Association, says the quorum is only 30%. We use the lower 30% figure to make it easier to get a quorum. The same statute also says that if you have people that are more than 90 days arrears in their assessments, we can suspend their voting rights, and that in turn lowers the quorum by the number of people that have been suspended. Please, let's be quiet. We suspended 20 unit owners for failure to pay their assessments in 90 days. So that quorum computes to the total number we need in person and proxy is 152. So that's the goal tonight, is to get your quorum. If we get that quorum, then of course we will proceed with the election of your board. Just a minute, please. Who's still signing up?
Those people that just came in.
They were here at 7:01.
Yeah, they're fine. Go ahead, sign up.
Why is he back here? He's not counting the votes.
Okay, now it's now 7:05, so it's time to start the meeting. And what I want everybody to have, make sure they're signed in, and so they can take a seat, so that the cam staff can go ahead and do the count and see what we got. Everybody should have received a voting card. Do you have that? Some are blue, I think some are, what are, yellow, okay. Now, the reason we have those, there's a number on them. It's the total number of votes, not really votes, but counting the quorum that you have. So if you came just by yourself, you have 1. If you came with 3 valid proxies, you have 1 plus 3. And that's the number that should appear on your card. If you think that card is incorrect, now is the time to get it fixed, okay? What we're going to use the cards for is after we get a count from staff as to whether or not we have a quorum, then we will check that number again by holding up your cards, and we'll have staff go around and count them to make sure that we get close to the number that was computed at the tables versus the people that are here. And that's kind of our backup on our check to make sure that our number is correct. And remember, we need 152. That's what we need before we have the election. If we have our quorum, can you hear me? If we have our quorum, then the next order of business would be you can elect a chairman of the meeting to conduct the election. So if anybody wants to do that, they can do that, and then of course there'll be a vote among yourselves to see who you want to chair your meeting. With the chairman presiding, you will then, we have I think 5 people that have given their intent to run. I don't know if anybody else has here tonight, but you could if you want to. There are now 5 candidates that want to run for the board. You can have up to 7. If there's more, then of course the top 7 vote getters would be elected to the board, and that's how it works. Again, we want an orderly meeting. First thing we're going to do is to make sure we got a quorum. If we do, if we don't, then we'll have to adjourn the meeting. But let's see what we got a quorum this time. We've been trying for many, many years to do this, to just get a simple quorum. 152. So, Joyce, what's our status here? There are some seats up here if anybody wants to take a seat. There's some in the middle I see. There's plenty of seats. What do we got? Congratulations. 166? Okay, well, they're trying to get them. I don't think we need to do a recount. Okay, congratulations. You did. Okay, now, let's have some order. Now, what I want you to do is, there anybody that wants to be a candidate to chair the meeting, to run the election?
We're not paying you no more. You don't even know what our neighborhood. Never show your face.
Let's have some order, please. Let's run an orderly meeting. Come on.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Larry Rocco to chair the meeting, please.
Yes.
Second. Are there any others that want to nominate anybody else? Okay, it's by acclamation. It's Larry. All right. Is there, one other thing is we need to know, is there anyone else that wants to run for the board that's not here's the list that we have right now, but we have James Ahern, Mary Lou Barnes, Natasha Franklin, Larry Rocco, and Garland Valley. Is there anybody else that wants to run for the board? Carlos, okay. We need to add that name. Joyce? We have another guy who wants to run. Carlos wants to run, so let's put his name up on the board right here. Okay, and now. One more person. I'm sorry, sir. What's your name?
Alexander Toro, so for the seventh person.
For the seventh, okay. We're going to write those two names up here so people can know how to fill in their ballot.
Yes, we did it.
Congratulations, you did it. Okay, let's get these names up and then I'll turn this over to Larry and he can, oh, we got another person? Okay. There's one over here too.
Hopefully, where we're going to get on the board is going to be thinking about us.
Yeah.
You know, the whole community.
Yeah, I heard.
Somebody wanted to run over here. I saw him. All right, be quiet. We're going to put these names up. Okay, why don't they come out here and make sure that they get something. All right, anybody else wants to run? We're going to put their names up here. Joyce, where's Joyce? Have the ballots been given to everybody? Okay. All right, let me explain a few things before we get all our names up here, and I'll turn the microphone over to Larry. Are we listening? For the board of directors, your bylaws say you can only vote in person. So if you have 4 proxies, you can't vote yourself plus 4 times for a board member. It's just 1 person per vote. So even though we can use proxies to obtain a quorum, we cannot use proxies to elect the board. Okay, let's make sure we got all the names up here. How many we got?
We have 6 here and we have 5 here.
Okay, we have 11 people that want to run for the board. Is there anybody else or? Okay. All right, Larry, so you got 11 candidates. So people have to vote for just 7. If they vote for more than 7, it invalidates their ballot. So we'll just stress that. And the top vote getters then will be elected to a 7-person board.
May I ask you a question? A year and a half ago, we had a quorum, but that quorum was challenged by a lawyer that's in the room. Is that going to happen with this election this time?
No, that was not challenged by the lawyer in this room. That was challenged by Sally Rockwell.
Anyways, is
And-
that going to be challenged this time?
No, it's not going to be challenged. Here's what's going to happen, okay? You elect your board, and then Alan and I will set a hearing before the judge, and we have to go to the judge to discharge my duties. It's pro forma. I'm sure the judge will grant that motion. Once the order discharging me is set, then your board can meet and start running the association.
How long does that generally take for you to...
Maybe 10 days.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Larry, it's all yours.
Yeah!
Well, the first thing I'd like to do is congratulate everybody for all their hard work. Give yourself a pat on the back. As Mr. Tennyson said, now we have to elect the board. Each homeowner is entitled to 1 vote. Each unit owner, that means 1 per unit. A maximum of 7 people that you can vote for. If you vote for 8, your ballot won't be counted. So I stress, vote for 7 board members only.
My name is Lawrence Rocco, and my qualifications for the board are as follows. I spent 8 years as a purchasing and inventory control manager for electric manufacturing and repair company in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. From there, I moved on to Joy Global, a Fortune 500 company. I started as a customer service supervisor and inventory control manager, and was also a member of their growth analysis planning committee. Then I was promoted to district sales manager. I had 3 states responsibility and was in charge of sales for the service center division of Joy Global. In 1991, accepted a position with Miko Owens. There, I spent 6 years as a regional sales manager and had the entire East Coast of the United States in the mining industry. I also a licensed real estate salesperson in Pennsylvania and a broker's license in Florida.
Thanks so much for being here. This is our community. It is ours, right? My name is John Burke, right there. John Burke, right? I've been a resident of this community since 1998. I love where I live. I have awesome neighbors. Awesome neighbors. We live in a great community. My experience, I do have board experience. I was a treasurer for more than 2.5 years with the Palm Beach Dharma Center. That's down in Lake Worth. It's a Buddhist center. So I do have knowledge with that. I currently work for a large corporation in Jupiter. I'm a communications manager. I run their communications programs for North America. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, Semper Fi. I served for 6 years. I served as an intelligence specialist and a Marine security guard, also known as an embassy guard, protecting our interests overseas.
Thank you for your service.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I put myself on the line. I'm not afraid to roll up my sleeves and work for the good of the community. And I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty and work for you. So if you trust me with your vote, I greatly appreciate it. I have an open door policy. I don't look down on people. I look them in the eye at their level, and that's it. I say it like it is, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, next.
Hello, everybody. My name is Garland Valley, and congratulations for making quorum this year. I've been a resident of Sandalwood Lakes for 13 years. I am a registered nurse at the VA. I've been working with veterans for 21 years at the VA there. Right now I'm working as a quality management specialist at the VA also, and that is a lot of work dealing with quality, value, cost, and that sort of thing. And I'm waiting for your vote.
Mary Lou? Mary Lou has worked for the board before, and she's very knowledgeable and a hard worker, so.
Well, this is probably the happiest night in the 27 years I've lived here. Mostly, I think I'll just briefly say that I have served on the board of directors 3 different times, working on various projects with my presidents and fellow directors, Maria Burgos, Pamela Mestre. There's several of you here, forgive me for not naming you all. I've also had an extensive career in retail where I managed a store on Fifth Avenue in New York City that way back in the 80s was doing $50 million a year. And so I do know a little bit about finances and how to handle money. I am absolutely devoted to our common grounds, to our property, our trees, our grass, our hedges, and I am appalled. And if Joyce is still here, she holds her head with the emails she gets from me, finding fault with the various inept landscape company that we have had working for us in the past couple of years. So anyway, I love our property. I'm happy to serve again. I will bring you my undivided attention and enthusiasm, and thank you very much for coming here tonight.
Thank you, Mary Lou. Next.
Thank you, sir.
And my name is Joe Costello, and I think I may be the oldest resident in this community. I'm here since 1985 when it first built my unit at 6102. I have been to a number of these meetings over these past years, coming down from New York as a snowbird, never having the opportunity of having us get aboard. And I can tell you, I am absolutely delighted tonight. I'm willing to offer my contributions. I am, as a career, I'm a graduate of NYU. I have a degree in computer science. I was vice president of banks in New York City, a number of major banks. I did consulting with Citibank on a number of computer problems that they had. I've been involved in the social world as past president of the Long Island Senior Golf Association, and I ran my own company for 30 years, corporation as president, that had over $20 million in sales annually. So I'm here to help offer my services for whatever I can do to help the association.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. 2 different, okay.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Alexander Toro. You'll probably see me around. Normally I go fishing around and in the afternoons before dinner, of course. So I'm offering my services as well. I would like to be probably the young guy in the group, but definitely my background, I worked at the school board. I've been with the school district for 14 years or 15 years now. I am a software developer, but now I'm a manager of IT solutions. So in the communications department, I have a lot of technical background. And if you need like websites, all that type of technology, I'm the person, I'm the analyst, I'm the one looking at the numbers, making sure that everything goes out. So I see a lot of familiar faces, and I do go around and say hello to people as I'm fishing around. And it's kind of a double thing. I go around fishing, but at the same time I'm fishing for who else can I know in the neighborhood and who can I befriend to see what we can do and how we can make our community better. I do have 2 daughters and my wife, so I would like to see an improvement where we live and make it a nice place for them to live as well. So if you like me on your board, I'd be happy to be on it. My name is Alexander Toro.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Basil on the list. Everyone calls me Becky. My background is I've worked for a law firm for the last 25 years and have specialized in construction. Volunteered for Sunfest for 20 years. I'm very organized, care about my community. I've been here for 18 years as an owner, and I've seen a lot of changes, some for the good, some for not so good. And it's time to get some fresh people in here. It's time to get some new people in here with good ideas and people who aren't going to live in the past and talk about what's happened in the last 25 years since this community was built in the 80s or whatever. Just time to get a new group of people in here who care and don't want to complain and keep reminding us of how things used to be in the olden days. So we need some young people in here.
And if we all do our jobs, we won't hear the complaints.
Okay, hi there, my name is Michelle Murray. I have absolutely no plan. Michelle Murray. Have absolutely no plan of doing this tonight. Matter of fact, when I get home, there's going to be trouble. But, you know, one of the things, I've been here probably about, we've only been in it for probably about 20-some odd years, and I've lived here now for about 12. I'd really like to see this community come together. There has been, I mean, life is tough enough without everybody being upset with everybody else. There's been a lot of things going on. I'd like to see a lot of healing going on here. I'd like to see some respect due to the board members in the past, and I agree with Becky, you know, for past board members, you know, thank you for your service. I know everyone did the best that they could do, but there's been so much animosity. It's really, I think, important that the board you vote for tonight are new board members, and I really would heartily encourage all of you that are not electing to look for a board position to find a way to support your board. You know, take a deep breath. Instead of just finding something to criticize, let's find something good. And what these people are doing as volunteers, it is not a very pleasant position. Having said that, I really hope that tonight we are able to elect a board that can work together for the good of the community, that we don't have a private agenda, you know, or axe to grind, that we look for the good of the entire community. You know, we have a really beautiful place here. You know, the common grounds, the whole area could really be something special. And, you know, I would like to see that happen. As far as my past experience, I've held executive positions for both the Workforce Board of Palm Beach County as well as the Economic Development Board of Palm Beach County. I've been an independent consultant for 14 years. I've recently retired and just spent a little time taking care of my mom and deciding what my next step will be. I hope to have some time to give the community, and if you do elect me, even if you don't, I will spend some time supporting those board members and trying to make it work for everyone. Thank you.
Did we hear everybody? No. Okay.
My name is James Ahern, and I've been here around 3 years. My name is James Ahern, and I've lived in the community about 3 years, and I feel very strongly about what happened tonight, and I want everyone to be happy and move on, and I agree with what Michelle said, that we have to all work together. My background is I've spent 45 years in New York in the advertising business. I'm recently working for a retail company as a sales specialist, and I care very much about people and always trying to help and make things different, and hope you get your vote. Thank you.
Natalia, is your name up there?
If I could have a moment of your attention, please. All right, your new board is, in the order we have them written here, Mary Lou Barnes, Natasha Franklin, Lawrence Rocco, Joe Costello, Alexander Toro, Michelle Murray, and John Burke. Thank you, and if we have a motion to adjourn, we can adjourn tonight's meeting.
I'd like your attention, everybody that was elected to the board, first of all, congratulations, including me. And I thank you for your vote. And I'd like all the elected board members to come up so everybody can see who they are.
Congratulations, Michelle. Natasha.
Natalia, that includes you.
Congratulations.
John Burke.
Congratulations.
The other guy, the son.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Tell me I know your name, but tell me. That's right. John.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion that we adjourn the meeting, but first of all, I just wanted everybody to know that I'm proposing a meeting for the elected board members at the Shiloh Clubhouse, but we will post that. We have to post the date, it'll be on the bulletin boards, and so we can elect the officers and so on, but everybody will be informed, and I promise you one thing, this association is not going to be what you knew it to be.
Thank you.
We have very well-qualified people, and everybody's going to assume their responsibilities and take them serious. All right, I make a motion, we adjourn. Does anybody second the motion? Motion second. Thank you. Have a good evening. Drive safely.